Masquera say, More Zimbabwe, welcome to our channels in Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana kari kutanga kukuya panini channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Kana uchingo waka subscribe, but don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasi More Zimbabwe takigirai nyaya irikupisa nyaya irikunetsa nyaya yekunyarara kukaita Vice President Chiwenga ahead of nyaya dzanageza impeachment dzari kuronga pamwe chete nepossible coup iyo iri kunzi irikuda kuitwa. This issue yaraiza maconcerns but ZANU-PF zviri kunzi why is Chiwenga relaxed and silent. Funga Chiwenga asati commenter about geza, no comment about stay away, no commenter about even my issues coup ari kunzi ari kurongwa, ana zvakare kukomenta nyaya ya Christopher Mnangagwa akabuda achimublasta mune Zimbabwe achitara achiti it's time to take over power siri pamutemo webato reZANU-PF. Inyaya yashamisa vanhu vazhinji kuti muZANU-PF hamusina kumira mushe mune matensions arimo ende Vice President Chiwenga wakuradza pane bato ravo kuronga navo zvinhu mamiriro azvakaita zvinomira mushe zvinzi President Emmerson Mnangagwa vari kuwanikwa vachiita meetings kuprike pam vachigadzira kuti 2030 agenda yavo, asi ever since zvinhu izvozvo zvatanga hanzi gudoguru harisati rambokomenta in public kana kutaura kuti bufu riri kungotaura about nyaya yezvigananda necorruption. Namira mushe ana Christopher Mnangagwa vari kudawo kutonga zvakare ana Obert Mpofu vari kunzi vada kutonga, but mamiriro azvakaita zviri kunzi vaChiwenga is silent because he knows kuti vane grip kumilitary. Hanzi chero vaMnangagwa vakada kubata sei kumilitary hanzi aiwa vaChiwenga vane grip mune Zimbabwe. Zvinoomera mushe tiudzei zvamuri kufunga about kunyarara kwavaChiwenga kuti kune any resemblance here mubato reZANU-PF. Makamira mushe here mubato reZANU-PF nyaya dzemasuccession battle kana kuti tiudzeiwo zvamuri kufunga mucomment section.
And the president, if there was any speck of humanity left in him, he could have asked us, I've tried to do many things and I keep on failing. Yes. You said I will never do anything good that will develop the nation. Obviously, I am failing. Yes. What can I do? His hands are the problem. He can't build anything that can last. Whatever he touches must die, because he is a cursed man based on innocent people he has killed for a number of decades. The graves that are attributable to President Mnangagwa are enough to fill a cemetery by his own hands alone. He can fill a cemetery with the graves of political victims. But what I wanted to say as well is that I want to challenge people that are in ZANU-PF. When you support the perpetuation of subjugation against the people of Zimbabwe, when you try to attack us who are speaking aloud, boldly and bravely, that the manner in which you are governing is not only ungodly, it is ineffective. It won't build a nation. Yes. When we speak and you attack us, you forget that the systems we are trying to defend, they save all of us. Yes. A few years ago, I said there are no special supermarkets where ZANU-PF people will buy at cheaper prices, so that when they support this degeneration, they are going to have a financial or economic or social benefit out of it. They are not benefiting.
Yes, they are not.
Mapedza kuti idipfe 2030 vaMnangagwa vanenge vachiripo. The day of reckoning is around the corner. The Brigadier General was quiet when we were being attacked and when journalists are being attacked, when civil rights activists are being attacked. Some are murdered, some are incarcerated, some are tortured, some are disappearing. These generals like Brigadier General Rungano, they were quiet. It's probable that he might have participated in the abuse of the citizens of Zimbabwe, believing that he is safe. But when he got sick, the reality gave him a checkmate snub. The very situation, the very institutions that the system he aided to hold tightly to the power, even though it has outlived its usefulness, he is met with a grim situation at the hospital. The hospital is incapable of rendering the general a service. When the doctors were demonstrating, we need resources, we need better salaries, we need equipment, the same generals sent their junior officers to harass, to assault the medical professionals who were not fighting the government. They were simply reminding the government that the government has forgotten its duties to equip social infrastructure so that people may have services. One day, the general needs treatment from the same hospital that he helped destroy. And one day, the daughter of Brigadier General Rungano, she is going to be met with horror. A full general, a respected military icon, cannot find basic medical treatment at a government general hospital. This woman was heartbroken.
Yes.
Hopping from one hospital to the other hospital to find help. She couldn't get it.
Yes.
I told you a few months ago, pain shall finally unite us. And this is what I was talking about. In the Mugabe days, things were bad. Yeah, let us be honest. Let us not pretend that Mr. Mugabe was a saint. He wasn't. What we are suffering from right now, we are suffering from horror in the hands of a ghost, a monster, which Mr. Mugabe created. Mnangagwa is a monster created by Mugabe.
Yes.
Even though the way they removed him was not godly, but he is not a saint. We never called him one anyway, unless you misquoted us for your own personal agenda. So if you look at the state of our hospitals in the Mugabe era, they were better. But now they are worse. They were bad, but they are now worse. But what they used to do in the Mugabe era, they used to blame sanctions, and we kept on telling you that the state of our economy is not attributable to sanctions.
Yes.
We are not where we are because of sanctions. We are where we are because of misgovernance, corruption with impunity. They sold you political propaganda that the economy can't grow because of sanctions. Now, I'm not saying sanctions did not affect us, because we don't have a shortage of fools who don't understand what we are saying. I'm saying the state of our affairs in Zimbabwe is not because of sanctions. When Ian Douglas Smith was put under sanctions by the British government after declaring the UDI of 1965. The Zimbabwean dollar was stronger than the US dollar, even when he was under sanctions from his parent country.
Yes.
There are nations which have done better, even though they are under sanctions. Now, I want you to see a few videos, because what we have to address now before we go is the government of Zimbabwe too broke to buy ventilator machines for our hospitals? Is, Brother Davison, hurumende yedu yakachoboka here zvekuti haigone kutenga mishina yekuti vanenge vachirwara vachitadza kufema vawane kubatsirwa kufema vachipiwa mishonga yekuti vaite nani? Hurumende yedu haina mari here zvipatara zvazvisina mishina yekurapa varwere vedu? Does our government not afford to buy ventilator machines? Or there is another explanation? Let us show you a few things that we have, but before we do that, we would like you to see our general once again, who died because our government has run down our hospitals. This is the late retired Brigadier General Rungani. Yes. And I want you to see a picture of the funeral that the state conducted to bury retired Brigadier General Rungani. This is the coffin carrying the general. They carried him with a helicopter. Let us see the picture of how they buried him at the Heroes Acre there. I heard that they buried him at the Heroes Acre. So think about it. How much money did the state use to throw a state-sponsored funeral to bury the late Brigadier General?
Yes. Of course, more than 14,700.
They could have bought at least 3 ventilator machines with the cost of a state funeral. Because when the president goes to bury a national hero, the cost of traveling from the State House to the Heroes Acre, it is a lot of money. It's beyond 20,000. We are talking not just about the fuel, we are talking about the VIP protocol expenses. We know them. Look at him. He has gone to bury a man who died because there was not $14,800 to buy a ventilator machine. These soldiers who are attending the funeral, they are not going to remember that the man lying in the coffin was standing tall like them. They were standing astute and feeling indestructible, indomitable. I will never fall. I am like an iron bar. Nothing can ever go wrong. These military officers, I want to warn them today that tomorrow you will be in these pieces of wood for the same reasons. The man you are protecting is destroying the institutions that you need for your own safety, for your own well-being, for the well-being of your children, for your wives, for your relatives. You are wearing very, very respectable military fatigues and uniforms. But the truth is, you are like fodder to your president. Your lives don't matter. A president shows that the lives of his people is important by building institutions that preserve life, that protect life, that service the population. When we say Mr. Mnangagwa is a president, where is he executing the duties of a president? Because everywhere we tend to, things are breaking down. Mnangagwa, muri president kupi, muri president one. I think the president is a president to his wife and children and a few of his thick-headed minions and muppets. How do you feel carrying in a casket your own brother simply because your boss could not buy a ventilator machine? How do you salute him and say, "Good morning, sir," knowing very well that if you have a small medical problem, he will toss you away like a lint and replace you with another healthy soldier? And one by one, we are being buried like a sheep being kept for the slaughter. When he is sick, he flies out of the country and his executives. The money that Vice President Chiwenga uses to go to China for treatment is not from his pockets. It's our money, it's state money. What it means is if he is to lose a job today, the Vice President Chiwenga will not afford to go to China and get treatment unless he was stealing. It's expensive.
Yes.
It's cheaper to equip our hospitals locally
Yes.
than for him to fly to China. One trip that Vice President Chiwenga does to go to China, it can refurbish Parenyatwa to a reasonable level of refurbishment. It could buy many ventilator machines.
Yes.
Because it doesn't use commercial aircrafts. They charter flights for themselves. Unfortunately, our dear poor retired General Rungani is at the lower levels of the food chain. They won't charter a flight for poor Rungani. He has to go to Parenyatwa, where he is met with the horror of his lifetime. He was able to duck bullets in the liberation struggle. And he was able to survive so many catastrophic situations since independence. The only bullet he could not avoid or duck was misgovernance. He unknowingly enabled it. Kana tichiti ZANU inoprotectwa nemilitary, tiri kuti mbavha dzinochengetwa nemasoja. Brigadier Rungani vaiprotecta mbavha dzichiba mari, dzichiuraya zvipatara. Havana kuzviziva brigadier kuti zvipatara zviri kubirwa mari izvi ndiko kwandichada kunorapwa kana ndarwara. We sympathize with the Rungani family, but we have to also speak hard facts so that we can awaken.
Yes.
We need to speak with one voice. When we say hospitals need to be maintained, serviced, equipped, protected from corruption, these soldiers are the ones who are sent to kill us. They sign the orders, whereas junior officers are sent to assassinate those who are speaking against corruption. But when we get sick, we all line up at the malfunctioning hospitals. Look at them. The Heroes Acre is not full of ordinary citizens. They are also frog marched to the Heroes Acre to bury a man who was murdered by his own employer. And that is sad. Let us see if our government cannot afford to buy $15,000 worth of ventilator machines. We can assess the liquidity of our government. It's not very difficult after all. The cars you are seeing parked at Wikino Chivayo's house were bought by government stolen money. If my eyes are serving me well, there are 3 Rolls Royces, 2 Mercedes-Benz luxury cars, and a Range Rover. The estimated value of these 6 cars is $2 million. The ventilator machines that are needed in our hospitals cost $14,790. If Chivayo had not stolen money, colluding with the president and the first family, the money that he used to buy these cars alone could buy 135 ventilators.
Yeah.
We could put 20 at Parenyatwa, 20 at Harare Hospital, 20 at Mpilo General Hospital, and distribute others to provincial hospitals. And that could have gone a long way,
Yes,
in saving lives. Now, General Rungani is dead. There are no ventilator machines. The government is not broke. It is giving scoundrels money who don't even know the value of money. These cars are not going anywhere. He can only drive one at a time. He wants to see them parked at his house. Look at how greedy this man is. And to my sister, the daughter of Brigadier Rungani, this is where the money that was supposed to be used to treat your father is gone. Your father did not die because of his problem with breathing. Your government, which you are saving right now, which your father was saving, is abusing money. The money is there. There is some of it. Brother Davidson, what do you think about this?
yeah, it's so sad, Apostle, to see the extent of how the resources are being abused. Because it's clear that the money is there.
Yes.
What is only needed is for the monies and the resources to be allocated properly.
Yes.
And even if one desires to have a car, yeah, what is the motivation to have
all these
cars?
expensive cars?
Yes. At the expense of the whole country, the suffering masses is so sad, and yeah, the magnitude of corruption has gone beyond.
Yeah, and Brother Davidson, we must tell the people, including our sister there, that sometimes events look unrelated. If we, the church, don't speak out with one voice, with progressive-minded citizens like Wopo Chingono, who has been speaking and crying aloud for the past donkey years.
Yes.
It's not expensive to maintain our hospitals. We don't need to go to other countries for medical treatment.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
People like me, I don't go to Parenyatwa Hospital when I get sick. And I'm not bragging. It's because of the same situation. But unlike our people in Zimbabwe, who do not afford to find alternative hospitals because they are cost demanding,
Yes.
they are going to die. And so when we speak, it is not because we are in trouble ourselves. It is our love for the people. When we see stories like this, it's painful.
Yes.
And the Rungani family may not even see the connection between how their father died and who has caused it or what has caused it. Right now, they are believing that it's natural causes. The doctors kept on telling you, the man needs a machine. So the body of General Rungani continued to get weaker and weaker. Probably by the time they arrived at Mbiadoka's, he was already shutting down. Because oxygen is a vital component to life.
Yes.
Once somebody is found to be unable to breathe, it's an urgent matter. And so they kept him at Parenyatwa until Sunday evening, when they had to drive him to West End. An hour later, they had to drive him away again to Chitungwiza. A man struggling to breathe should not be lifted from one point to another unnecessarily.
Yes.
His lungs need to be kept in a stable state. Carrying Brigadier Rungani from Parenyatwa to West End, from West End to Chitungwiza, was not good for his health based on the condition he was in himself. But they couldn't do anything else because they needed the ventilator, which was not there. I want you to see another picture where Wikino Chivayo is dishing out cars just for the feel of it. If he meets you, he likes you, he gives you money, or he can give you a car. It's Father Christmas. The general, not Chiwenga. You know, if I was doing this video for myself, people would say, but ZANU-PF wants you to die. That's why they won't buy you ventilators. Huh?
Yeah.
Even if there are no ventilators in the whole nation of Zimbabwe, I can still manage to go to another country without stealing money from anyone, including my own church people and the government of Zimbabwe. So it's not my need that I'm advancing. I'm talking about this because of you, Zimbabweans. Right now, if you are in Zimbabwe and your relative is sick and you are told that he has gone to Parenyatwa, inonzi wastak.
Yeah, it is good as...
It's as good as he is going to surely die. Because what is left of Parenyatwa is a legacy.
Yes.
Parenyatwa should have been closed 3 years ago. It's no longer a hospital that must continue to operate. It needs to be shut down, renovated, refurbished, re-equipped. And then after everything has been corrected, it then opens again. If Parenyatwa was a butchery, it could have been condemned by hygiene monitoring systems of the municipal council. If Parenyatwa was a restaurant, it should have been closed a long time ago. It is not fit to prepare meals that people can eat.
Yeah, because it has now become a danger to the patients.
It's now a danger to the society.
Yes.
Parenyatwa Hospital. But the doctors cried loud and louder. Some of them had to cry before government officials, begging not for money, for equipment. Why do you think Mr. Mnangagwa finds pleasure in buying chicken, junk food to feed those who are attending his rallies on one day and he neglects the hospitals? The answer is he doesn't care.